There is a certain type of move that never arrives with a press conference. It does not trend for hours on social media, and it certainly does not come wrapped in excitement. It appears quietly when cold mathematics begin pressing against decisions that once felt comfortable. Toronto finds itself exactly there as 2026 approaches. The roster is competitive, the investment has already been heavy, and one question refuses to loosen its grip. Is this group complete enough to survive October without subtle, uncomfortable adjustments? This is the kind of conversation that rarely reaches mainstream coverage, and if you appreciate analysis that lives beneath the surface, take a moment to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report. That small gesture helps this space reach fans who care about how decisions are actually made, not just how they are announced. Today is not about noise. It is about time, about a competitive window, and about how a franchise chooses to age. The Toronto Blue Jays enter the 2026 season in the most awkward place a front office can occupy. They are not rebuilding, they are not overwhelming favorites, they are a plausible contender, which is far more dangerous than it sounds. Plausible contenders must get the details right, because small mistakes turn into long autumns. The loss of Bo Bichette to the New York Mets still echoes through the corridors of Rogers Center, forcing a recalibration of the team's offensive identity and internal leadership. The response was swift and expensive. Dylan Cease, 7 years, $210 million, was not just a signing, it was a statement. Strong rotations do more than win games. They buy confidence. They allow bolder decisions elsewhere on the roster. The addition of Kazuma Okamoto followed the same logic, a disciplined, versatile profile built to age with control rather than volatility. These were not impulsive moves, they were structural. And yet, something became increasingly obvious as the offseason unfolded. The aggressive pursuit of Kyle Tucker revealed a front office that was not fully satisfied with the outfield. When an organization pushes that hard and stops only because of market realities, the desire does not disappear, it changes shape. That is how the name Steven Kwan enters the conversation, not as a headline star, but as a solution that fits patterns Toronto has already shown it values. Kwan is 28, in full competitive maturity, developed by an organization known for extracting maximum value from technical discipline. This is not coincidence. Toronto has already demonstrated a willingness to trade future projection for present stability. And with Dalton Varsho approaching free agency, the outfield quietly develops a question mark that grows heavier by the month. What feels manageable now can become structural very quickly. Steven Kwan does not promise to change games with a single swing, and perhaps that is precisely why he appeals. His 2025 numbers are almost austere. A strong batting average, constant on-base presence, intelligent speed, and an understanding of game flow that reduces waste. 11 home runs, 56 runs batted in, and 21 stolen bases across a full season will not dominate headlines. Inside a lineup that already distributes power, those numbers stabilize innings and exhaust opposing pitchers. Defensively, his value deepens. Rogers Center demands sharp reads and disciplined positioning, and Kwan offers both. He cuts off extra bases, preserves pitch counts, and quietly controls momentum. These are effects the casual fan rarely notices, but pitchers do. Managers do. In October, they become priceless. His presence would create flexibility, less pressure on younger players to overperform, less reliance on spikes that rarely repeat under playoff pressure, more predictability, more control. At 28, he aligns perfectly with the window opened by the Cease contract. He is neither a project nor a declining veteran. He is balance. But on-field fit never decides a trade alone. The real test begins when conversations move behind closed doors. Cleveland is not an organization that negotiates emotionally. If Steven Kwan is available, the price will be significant. Toronto understands that every asset moved now is a piece of the future surrendered. After the Cease deal, every new commitment must be weighed against luxury tax pressure, internal extensions, and looming bullpen decisions. There is also league politics. Other contenders are circling, which inflates value and compresses timelines. Toronto must decide whether to enter that arena now or preserve capital for surgical in-season adjustments. Some will argue the roster deserves to enter 2026 intact and prove itself. That argument is reasonable, but it carries a familiar risk. Waiting often becomes expensive once opportunity is passed. Steven Kwan would not transform the Blue Jays overnight. and that is exactly why his name matters. He represents a move built for endurance, not applause, stability, not spectacle. In the end, this decision is less about statistics and more about philosophy. Does this front office believe one more reliable piece is needed to survive October, or does it trust what has already been built? If this kind of measured breakdown resonates with you, leave another like and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report as we push toward 5,000 subscribers. This is where the game is treated with the seriousness it demands, because championships are rarely decided loudly. They are decided quietly, in moments most people never see.